The air was unusually still when I stepped out of my car that Sunday evening, the kind of silence that makes your skin prickle. After 3 wild days celebrating my brother's wedding in Colorado, all I wanted was cold pizza and some trashy reality TV. But the moment I pulled into the driveway, that craving for peace vanished. Something didn't look right. I squinted at the front door, heart already sinking. The brass lock I installed just 6 months ago was gone, replaced by a shiny, cheap-looking silver one, and taped to the door was a laminated notice, flapping in the breeze, held down with enough tape to survive a monsoon. I grabbed my keys out of habit, but even before I reached the door, a strange chill ran through me. The notice had an official-looking seal from the Willowbrook Homeowners Association. At first glance, it seemed real, but the font, the lamination, the wording, it all screamed fake. It read, "Notice of temporary property management. Due to repeated violations of community standards, this property is now under the supervision of the Willowbrook Homeowners Association until compliance is achieved." I stared in disbelief. I tried my key. It didn't fit. I was locked out of my own home. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw movement behind the hedge. It was Karen Whitfield. Arms folded, smug as ever. No words, just that tight little smile she'd worn for over a year. Let me explain how I ended up in this nightmare. 2 years ago, when I bought this house, I deliberately chose it because it sat outside the Willowbrook HOA line. My realtor even showed me the boundary. I hired a land surveyor to be sure. My lot ended 3 feet before their rules began. Perfect. I could enjoy peace without being micromanaged. Karen Whitfield, the so-called queen of the HOA, lived right next door. And from day one, she made it clear she hated that I was free. Her side of the street, beige, uniform, quiet. Mine, sky blue house, a fish-shaped mailbox, a vegetable garden. She couldn't stand it. At first, she left little notes about community standards, always addressed to dear neighbor like she didn't know my name. She complained about my work truck, my wind chimes, even my Halloween decorations. So I left them up until January, just to watch her twitch. But when I planted tomatoes in my front yard, she snapped. Within hours, she showed up with a giant HOA binder, lecturing me about landscaping rules for 20 minutes while I watered my plants. I told her again, "I'm not in your HOA." She sniffed and said, "Rules are for everyone who cares about property values." So I put up a scarecrow in a Hawaiian shirt. Then came the fake violations, printed. Letters accusing me of things like unapproved bird feeders and tall grass. I laughed at first. I started taping them on my garage wall like trophies. But then she escalated. She called the city. Code enforcement came and found nothing wrong. She tried to turn the neighbors against me, but secretly, most of them cheered me on. A week before my Colorado trip, I hosted a barbecue. Smoke drifted toward her yard. She stormed over yelling, "Assault by smoke." I laughed. She did in single quotes T. She went quiet after that, and I should have taken that as a warning. Now I stood locked out of my own home. The humor gone. I called the real HOA. Tom Chen, the actual president, picked up. I told him everything. After a pause, he said, "Mr. Rodriguez, your property isn't part of our association. We have no jurisdiction there. And Karen Whitfield hasn't been president for 6 months. She was removed after the garden gnome incident." That's when it hit me. Karen faked everything. She impersonated the HOA. She changed my locks. She entered my house. I called 911. While I waited, I photographed everything, the notice, the lock, even Karen standing smug in her yard. The police arrived. I showed them my ID, my deed, and the fake HOA notice. They walked next door to Karen Dot at first. She looked confident, but as the officers questioned her, she started to panic. A locksmith came. He looked at the new lock and said, "Cheap hardware store junk, not even installed properly." 20 minutes later, I was back inside, but the nightmare wasn't over. Every room was covered in orange violation stickers. Walls, furniture, even my refrigerator. Complaints about my curtain colors. My couch placement, the color of my paint. Karen had walked through my entire home. She touched everything, taken pictures, printed them out, annotated them like a psychopath. I was furious. The police came back, this time with Karen in handcuffs. Her arrogance was gone. "I was just trying to maintain standards," she cried. "His negligence affects everyone." She claimed she mailed me a notice and my silence meant consent. The cops didn't buy it. I filed charges: trespassing, breaking and entering, impersonation. Tom from the real HOA filed charges too, on behalf of the association. It turns out Karen had forged signatures, created fake email accounts, designed her own HOA stamps, and spent over $800 on materials. One email even said, "Is it technically illegal to change someone's locks? If it's for community standards?" She lost her job. Her real estate firm suspended her immediately. No one hires a fake HOA president who breaks into homes. In court, she looked pale and broken. The judge listed the charges: fraud, impersonation, trespass, breaking, and entering. Gavel dropped. 6 months in jail, 2 years probation, $20. 0 in fines, 500 hours of community service, and a lifetime ban from any HOA in the state. As the bailiff led her away, she mumbled, "I was protecting property values." But no one cared. The doors closed behind her, and for the first time in months, peace returned to Willowbrook. If watching Karen crash and burn brought a smile to your face, like the video, it helps the algorithm know that justice matters. And don't forget to subscribe for more wild real-life takedowns where karma hits hard.